Improving lives. Experiences from the Access to Learning Award winners in Latin America. Over the past 8 years, Medellin, Colombia has undergone a transformation. Made possible by the policies pursued by the last administrations, the city is leaving its history of violence and beckoning a new period of social inclusion and peace. These lessons, like many, begin in the classroom. A group of intellectuals and active members of civil society were exasperated by a political order that repeatedly failed to respond to the issues at hand: poverty and inequality. The group began to envision political involvement, something they never had considered. They left the comfort of colleges, universities, and private sector jobs because they believed that they had been given privileges throughout their lives that every resident of Medellin should receive. They transformed their lives in the political machinery of the city by upholding their responsibility towards it. Many agreed with their claims that it was time for the political establishment to change, and thus they gained enough support to make Fajardo mayor from 2004 to 2008, and Salazar from 2008 to 2012. The transformation began with Fajardo's central policy plan. Medellin, the most educated, rooted in the understanding that education was the key to transformation. It was then continued by Salazar's plan, Medellin is competitive with solidarity. Thus, their fundamental transformative axes have been education, security, transparency, and coexistence. You might sigh and think that there's no transformative power in the granting of rights that are perfectly natural. But in Colombia, reality has proven that these rights are not ubiquitous. Most developing countries lack a significant commitment to education, the effective means to improve society in the long run. And as a policy, it has failed to gain voter support. Today, Medellin boasts of the fact that 30% of its budget is allotted to education. An important tool for the broadened education coverage was the construction of library parks. Five of these overlook the city, sprawling inside a valley, from the vertigo-inducing steepness of the Andes Mountains. These parks, built under the Fajardo administration, will soon be accompanied by 4 more additions to the plan by Salazar. The location of these library parks was not chosen because of their view, but because of the poverty that surrounds them. The assertion is that the most beautiful libraries should be in the poorest parts of the city. Public space in Latin America was ugly, poorly designed, and poorly maintained. This complicated the creation of partnerships for the upkeep of library parks with important players like benefit funds. These partnerships were, however, essential, both to reinvent the concept of what a library is and to ensure that the spaces met the highest quality standards. They have enabled library parks to become key players in communities. Libraries are being used by an incredible amount of people, and the lives of the communities are being improved. 50% of users are high school students, and 81% belong to the lowest income bracket. Each library park was endowed with over 100 computers, necessary to position them as centers of information and communication technology. A survey of library usage has shown that 94% of library users see the library parks as the best place to access the web. Of these, 75% use computers for educational activities, while 32% use them for their own IT needs. The roles of librarians have become more complex. They should be renamed knowledge professionals and understand that part of their job description involves advisement on the proper and responsible use of internet resources. They also have the duty of releasing information through the web, of making knowledge viral, as the internet jargon goes, so that users all over the world can have a glimpse of things that they would never have before known existed. The Medellin and Metropolitan Area Library Network was created out of the need to expand the boundaries of knowledge beyond the physical space where books are kept. The network joined the 46 public libraries within the city and the 9 adjoining municipalities. The largest ones may now help give the small ones a level of content that was unimaginable. The books are now accompanied by computers, about 2,000 in total, equipped with broadband internet access. They also educate autonomous, critical, and committed citizens that recognize the value of their local information and access global knowledge. The 46 libraries that are a part of the network meet every 2 months, but they communicate permanently. Each librarian is now empowered by a personal email address that allows him to easily contact any of his peers and use the network site, which is constantly updated, to help advise users better. Each of the 46 libraries knows what is happening in the network, what is going on in the country, and what may be of interest to users. Text messages are sent to users reminding them of books' due dates. Technology is being ushered into the library sciences. The network's website contains a public catalog, linking users to the location of the 800,000 plus titles the library has rights to. The libraries have also become important cultural centers, with movie showings, conferences, and events that are all programmed into the cultural events calendar accessible on the website. The cultural and academic offering is free of cost. There are also courses to equip users with the tools they need to use technology properly. ITs allow us to do what we do. Communities of libraries are vital to the development of societies. The sharing of experiences and legislation is important for the success of our peers. We have created small, multimedia areas with themes of interest to children and youth. They are beautifully illustrated and completely interactive. The themes themselves are chosen with the utmost care, paying close attention to relevance and timing. We've now embarked on a new adventure, the creation of content, and we've had interesting results. Our success stories have made us the recipients of several awards, but I would like to point to the 2009 Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation ATLA because of what it represented to the city and the members of the library network. This award validated what we had been doing, working as a network and collaborating among peers to get users to access print and media knowledge that will enhance their lives. The Gates Foundation Award forced us to sharpen our focus even more and has provided us with fresh resources. Today, our libraries are epicenters where knowledge is being created and where information flows reflect the community's own voice, interests, and needs. The community is now creating content that teaches the world about their neighborhoods and their dreams. The network doesn't only grant access to knowledge, it preserves our heritage. It makes the invaluable historical archives accessible from every computer and thus removes the stigma that they should only be accessed by academia. We have indexed and scanned more than 18,000 historical images that are now available to the public. 12 interactive multimedia exhibits were made with 1,500 photos and 500 historical documents, narratives, and designs that reflect the historical evolution of the city. The history of our city should be shared with everyone. We attempt to teach the youth to explore and love their cultural heritage so that new generations, aware of their past, can transform the present and plan a better, more equitable future. We work with citizens to ensure the high quality of our services and to integrate all members of the nuclear family into the cultural sphere of the libraries, thus promoting development.